Good morning. Today, we turn our attention to a crisis that's making headlines across Europe and beyond. The English Channel, a stretch of water that has long symbolized both separation and connection, is now at the center of an escalating humanitarian and political emergency. This year, record numbers of people are risking their lives in small, overcrowded boats, braving treacherous conditions in hopes of reaching the UK. The surge is overwhelming rescue teams, straining local resources, and raising urgent questions about how to manage border security and human rights. In response, the UK and France have launched a one-in, one-out pilot program. For every undocumented migrant returned to France, the UK agrees to accept one vetted asylum seeker, aiming to balance compassion with control. Hailed by some as a diplomatic breakthrough, the scheme is already under intense strain. Critics question its fairness and effectiveness, while politicians on both sides of the Channel trade blame for the ongoing chaos. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood points to failures of the previous administration, arguing that more decisive action is needed to address the crisis. Meanwhile, the opposition brands the pilot a revolving door deportation, insisting it does little to solve the root causes. As the debate rages, the crossings show no sign of slowing, and communities on both sides of the Channel struggle to cope with the mounting influx, searching for solutions amid uncertainty and growing concern. The numbers tell the story. Over 43,000 people have arrived in the UK on small boats so far this year, a 38% increase from last year. By July, arrivals had already surpassed 25,000, a 51% jump from the same point in 2024. The pace is relentless, and 2025 could set a new record, surpassing the previous high of 45,774 in 2022. Smugglers are packing more people into each boat, with some carrying nearly 90 people at a time. The risks are growing, and the system is stretched to its limits. Despite repeated promises, the crisis is only deepening. The one-in, one-out pilot, launched this summer, is a new approach by the UK government to address the ongoing migrant crisis. Under this scheme, the UK is able to return some undocumented arrivals who reach its shores back to France, but only if, in exchange, the UK accepts one vetted asylum seeker from France for each person returned. This reciprocal arrangement is designed to balance humanitarian concerns with border control. The main goal is to deter dangerous Channel crossings and disrupt the criminal smuggling gangs who profit from desperate migrants by removing the incentive to reach UK soil illegally. Unlike previous bilateral deals, this pilot includes, for the first time, a legal route for a small number of especially vulnerable refugees to enter the UK safely and lawfully. However, the pilot remains extremely limited in scope. So far, just 42 people have been returned to France, and fewer than 24 have been accepted by the UK under this new system, highlighting its small scale. With over 43,000 arrivals recorded this year alone, the impact of the pilot is so far negligible compared to the scale of the challenge. The scheme is a limited one-year trial, intended to test the concept rather than provide a comprehensive or long-term solution to irregular migration. As a result, its effectiveness is already being questioned by critics, and its future remains uncertain. The pilot faces immediate setbacks, casting doubt on its effectiveness from the start. An Iranian man returned to France under the scheme quickly recrossed the Channel, exposing the plan's weak deterrent effect and highlighting its flaws. He cited threats from traffickers and unsafe conditions in northern France, problems that charities say are widespread and worsening. Critics call the scheme a revolving door, and legal experts question its compliance with international law, raising serious legal and ethical concerns. French officials are wary, stressing the deal is strictly temporary and under review, with no long-term commitment. The UK insists these are teething problems, but the evidence suggests deeper flaws that could undermine the entire initiative. For desperate migrants, the scheme is just another hurdle, not a dead end, as they continue to seek safety and stability. The pilot's credibility is already in question, with many doubting its future success. As of late October, Channel crossings are at record highs, and the one-in, one-out pilot is faltering. With only a handful returned and thousands arriving, the scheme is too small to make a difference. The case of the Iranian man shows the deterrent effect is weak, and smugglers remain undeterred. Legal and ethical concerns persist, and French cooperation is uncertain. The facts are clear. Crossings are surging, the pilot is under strain, and a real solution remains elusive. The boats keep coming, and the question remains, if not this, then what? For now the crisis continues, with no end in sight.